Matt Steinmet's favorite quarterback, Kirk Cousins. That's what I don't miss about BSG.
Wow.
The Kirk Cousins talk.
He's going to be available.
Look at that when he won the wild card game against the Saints. I dreaded that Monday morning.
Wait. Why?
He hit Thielen with that pass, and it was like,
oh my gosh.
Falcons playing chess. That's what the Falcons are doing.
Just burning $120 million?
Yeah, because they know they're going to move him.
Yeah.
And they know where they can move him in a year.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. It's not going away.
Would you rather, what's Cousins making, 40?
Yeah.
Would you rather pay Cousins 40 or Purdy 56?
Oh, he stopped him.
He's in the Niners' crosshairs.
No, I'd rather
Kirk
Purdy.
Cousins still for 7 years.
Could you relay the text that I sent the thread during the Green Bay game?
So during the middle of the Green Bay game,
Playoff game.
Michelle wouldn't let me go to the game because we had the baby.
Shout out Michelle.
It was really small, and I wanted to bring him. She said, it's raining. He's freaking like a month old. So I had a bunch of people over the house: Rocco, Jimbo, my cousin Mike, all the kids, 100 million kids. And all of a sudden, my phone is going crazy because I'm holding the baby, and I go, Emma, open it up. And she opens it up, and it's Bonte Hill to the roast. She goes, Kirk Cousins is back on the table, Bonte Hill says.
I swear he tweeted that out. I was like, people are mad.
I didn't want that smoke on Twitter.
Yeah, man.
Well, through 3 quarters, Brock Purdy looked a little Jimmy G-esque.
Then in the third quarter, boy, this looks like a Jimmy G game.
Man, you guys were lucky to win that.
And Detroit.
Yeah, no doubt. The offense did not mirror it. You were not. I was with you, Stouty. If I had $1 for every time I said, I agree with Monte saying this offense looks like the 94 offense. Remember?
I remember.
It didn't look like that at all during the playoffs, Joe.
And that's because they were playing better teams.
No, Green Bay, just happy to get in.
They were the hottest team in the league going into the postseason.
Had won 7 of 9.
And I did bring up Jordan Love, and people roasted me for that. I also brought up that Steve Wilkes was the best coach in the Super Bowl for the 49ers.
I'm kind of built for this.
Yeah. They threw Steve Wilkes under the bus so bad.
Ask me what I did last night, guys.
Well,
boy.
Drew,
Won the Super Bowl. I really did. I wanted to watch Aiyuk. He was overthrown at least three times.
Can you walk me through this? Because I do this.
No, I got it on there.
Do you have a cocktail while you're doing this? Do you kick your feet up? Do you tell everyone to go to bed?
No, I was just sober. After the All-Star game, I'd hit run line plus 170 American League. And then I got euphoria, so I want to study.
You bet the All-Star game?
Oh, my God.
Is that worse than betting Little League baseball?
No, that's when I don't bet on Goo loves the kids. Dibs was used to do it. I think he quit.
I quit too.
Yeah.
Well, I quit the minute I yelled at a kid from Hawaii, Steiny.
Yeah,
this
there
little,
you
this little big chubby kid from Hawaii wasn't busting his ass down the first baseline, and I cursed him out. And I said, dude, what am I doing?
But the bottom line is you beat his man a few times, and the ball was overthrown. And my only reason I bring that up is be careful what you wish for, Niners. If you're going to say night-night to Brandon Aiyuk, he is an above-average receiver, man.
Top 10 according to NFL executives, coaches, and scouts.
That doesn't shock me.
We all agree on that. No one. I think the Niners agree on that.
He can go put up CD Lamb numbers in Dallas right now if he were the dude.
But you can't keep everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
And they paid everybody.
That's where they're at. I mean, I think you were the one who alluded to this yesterday regarding the Golden State Warriors. Like, it just can't financially keep everyone sometimes.
No, you can't. And I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to do anything anytime soon, right? We're not going to really find out what's going on here for
next Wednesday. They report.
Well, he ain't reporting.
Oh, so
there's no chance.
There's no chance.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they sign him before then, so maybe I'd be wrong.
I wrote this down. So I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but April of 2022, Deebo Samuel, April 20th, 5 days before the draft, said, I'm demanding a trade. Yep. Now, they went back and forth and whatever. August 1st, he signed an extension.
Yep, got it down.
George Kittle signed his extension, I believe, August 8th or 9th.
August 13th, 2020.
Where's Fred Warner? Late July?
Late July. And then
July
Nick Bosa
21st.
was September 8th.
Right.
If you're going by the history of the 49ers, it's not going to be right now anyway.
Exactly. I'd say
nothing to see here then.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm wondering, the one question I do have now is, and there's 2 points of view. Has what Aiyuk has done this summer soured the fans on him a little?
Jawan Jennings.
Or has it impacted the Niners' view of him? Now, I don't think it has. Like, if Deebo demanded a trade and they worked things out with him, I got to believe that the Niners are thinking if they plan on signing him, they still will be able to. But the fans, I think, are the ones like, look, if you don't want to be here, Those guys are tough to root for.
Steiny, the fans have just now started to give Deebo Samuel all of his flowers because of the receiver doc. It's taken Deebo Samuel 2 seasons to get over what he was doing in 2022, saying,
He was the
I want off the
offense.
team. Yeah, he was the offense, but he's like, yeah, I'm done with the Niners. Trade me to the Jets. The Niners field calls. Fans have flipped on Bosa. Think about what Bosa did last year. They flipped. So when it comes to Aiyuk, I see it all the time on Twitter right now with text.
What about his teammate, Bonte? Did you fuck?
No.
Was that fair or foul for Jawan Jennings to say it's
Well, he
for
walked it
people to
back.
think that? What do you mean
He
walked it back?
He basically said he wasn't talking about Aiyuk.
Told
That's
you.
what
He
you
wasn't,
said.
yeah, he said he walked it back.
Damage control.
But if you want to ask me what do the players think of Aiyuk, well, Steiny covered the NBA for a long time. Players don't get in the business of other players' money. They try not to.
Are we sure about that?
Well, we know what happened with the Warriors. There's a caveat there. We know what happened with that with Jordan
hear
Poole.
ever again. Oh, it's a business and it's emotionless.
But for the
Kyle
most part,
Juszczyk's like, I was so hurt when they came to me and asked to slash my salary, and then I told them, well, the only way I'm staying is if I remain the highest paid fullback. You can slash my salary, even though I feel like I've earned it. These guys all get emotional.
But in the locker room, though, I think for the most, especially in the NBA, players try not to get in the business of their money. They try to just not pocket watch. That's what they're supposed to now. It's a different day and age. It's a different day and age. It's a different day and age. But I don't know. I think the players understand what Brandon Aiyuk's trying to do because they understand this is one time to cash in, and they can't hate on that. You got to cash in when you have your.
Well, you better be ready to play. Like when you show up, you better be ready to play.
No, unlike Bosa. Remember, that was just. And then later on, and you said it yesterday, he blamed it on, I got a late start. Come on, that's not how it works.
Well, if I hear another reporter, Bosa's the last guy I worry about being ready and in game shape. It's like, well, okay.
Well, that's what his mom said, too, when she came on. Oh, you don't have to worry about little Mickey.
Exactly.
I don't want to depress you guys, but I got a goo bomb. We were chopping this up.
A goo bomb?
How many untouchable players on the Warriors and Giants right now?
Steph.
That was all made my list.
Steph.
Butch, for the Dubs, untouchable.
Oh, I know. I know. I already see Steiny's face. Oh, gosh.
For all 3 teams.
I'm just going to let Steiny go because he's ready to
Well, we know his answer. We got 4 hours. We're going to get into I want yours. All 3 teams right now.
Well, Bryce Eldridge is like, he's not on the Steph level. Everyone, Bryce Eldridge is untouchable for
Damn,
come on. What?
A prospect being untouchable?
Who the hell is he?
Yeah, he's
single A.
The lefty with power.
Single A baseball player?
When I write on this in 2 years,
you can take a victory mile.
Exactly.
All right, Butch, he's off the table. Who else?
If he becomes an all-star, I will never bring up Casey Schmidt ever again.
Okay, good.
Because he was untouchable for a while.
I'm going to say Steph. Kyle Shanahan's untouchable.
Oh, I didn't even think of those guys.
Like Kyle Shanahan's untouchable.
What about
for me.
Steve Kerr?
Yeah.
Champion. He's good. He's the one who's got
4-time champion.
Yeah, he looks a little burnt out though.
He's only got 2 years.
Well, they just blew out Serbia. He looked pretty good today.
Great. So I mean, he should blow out Serbia. But like Steph, obviously,
no other Giant.
I would put Bosa in there for the time being because
he was a single A player with the Giants. Is the only untouchable. A single A player with the Giants is the only Ramos.
Well, he made my list.
I mean, for the right deal, obviously, anyone's available. You know what I mean? You're going to give it. But you're asking me just randomly untouchables. Like, I think Patrick Bailey's probably untouchable because you're not going to find a better catcher right now for the big leagues.
About Logan Webb.
No, I would.
I said no, too.
I would move
love
Logan
him,
Webb
but no.
Because I don't think his timeline actually matches up with where the Giants are at.
I think everybody on the Giants is touchable.
Except Ramos, too?
Everybody on the Giants.
Somebody.
Everybody. Well, there's not one player I think that's going to.
I would have Kuminga for me. Kuminga, unless it's the unbelievable knockout deal, I want to see Kuminga play.
Brock Purdy untouchable?
Well, there's some.
I think Brock Purdy right now is untouchable.
I would agree with Steiny.
So you're saying you'll pay him then?
I would agree.
No. He might be touchable next year.
Yeah, let's see it.
Right now, you can't trade him.
I'm totally with him.
Now, maybe, and if he has a bad year, he does you a favor because you don't have to pay him as much. But like when I look at Brock Purdy right now, I say, well, if you trade Brock Purdy, it would theoretically have to be for a guy who's better than him right now.
Right.
And how many so that's like not going to happen. You can't trade him. You wouldn't trade him for a lineman. You might trade Ayuk.
Everything.
You might trade Ayuk for a lineman.
The disrespect, man.
Nah, please.
The dude's a badass, man.
He's all right.
He's your best receiver that you have right now.
Shanahan untouchable.
McCaffrey.
Steve Kerr is not untouchable. 4-time champion.
See, we just went players. I didn't go
coach is more important to the actual X's and O's, play calling, and building your team. As we've seen in the NBA, I'm not saying coach isn't important. I just do what
NFL coaching is more important.
The NFL coaches is more important.
Butch is Pods untouchable? What? And I love Pods. Pajemski.
No, he's not untouchable.
Butch, Bonte?
No.
All right. Steiny?
No. Of course not.
But according to who you listen to, he's coveted more than Kuminga, which just blows my basketball mind.
He might be. Well, I mean, two things. Slater coming on today and saying, the Warriors love Pods. They don't want to trade him. Now, that's a long way from untouchable, but they like him and they don't want to trade him. You also have a report from Tim McMahon saying Utah wants Pajemski. They want Pajemski. And Kuminga, they can, whatever. Now, that may not be accurate, but I could actually see why another team would want Pajemski more than Kuminga.
Interesting.
But you're including the whole enchilada, contracts, control. It's not just basketball.
No, it is basketball.
Talent-wise?
Part of it, yeah.
There's no way.
I think there's I think there's people out there.
And I love Pods.
I think there's people out there that look at Kuminga and say, I don't know what he is.
To your point, when we were talking about systems, like could Debo play anywhere?
Yeah.
I don't know if he could play anywhere. Kuminga may be that same guy.
Exactly.
And maybe some people could say, well, Pajemski could fit any type of system because he's a team basketball player, do a little bit of everything.
Back to the untouchable thing. And maybe my definition is different from others. That's why I'm asking. So
he said Elbridge, I love it.
Well, no, in this hypothetical, if I said I give you Anthony Edwards for Steph Curry, you're saying no?
No, Mike, no. I love you, the chef, but it's time. We go get him.
I mean, I think when you say Curry is not untouchable, people go
wow.
If I give
talent-wise, Steiny and youth and all that stuff.
Well, that's why
it's nuanced. Yeah,
so is Wemby
the chef is my guy. That's my guy. We got to listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we would trade Steph Curry.
That's what I'm saying.
Steiny, so would they if you were to get a guy that it would never. That's fictitious. That's not reality.
Isn't all this fictitious?
It would never happen.
Well, I actually don't think it's entirely fictitious. I think there's a scenario, and maybe it's a 10% scenario, where things don't go great for the Warriors this year, and at the trade deadline, somebody thinks if they got Steph, they could put him over.
Okay. I get that all day.
Okay.
That may happen.
Well, at that point, you have to think about it. The one I use right now, and listen, this is all hypothetical, but let's say the Sixers have a great year, and at the end of the year, or let's say midway through the year, Maxey gets hurt. Not a serious injury, but he's done for the year.
But what would the Warriors cut? What would you that's a PR nightmare. You got to get blown away to get rid of the chef.
Tyrese Maxey?
That ain't Edwards to me. And I love Maxey. That ain't Edwards.
You average 27 a game. I know
but
you
I'm
love
not
that
moving
number.
an icon, though. Steiny for Maxey. That's just me.
Because now I'm stepping back and I'm saying, if using this whole algorithm that we're using right now, which feels very, hypothetical, the only untradeable guy in sports really is Patrick Mahomes.
Damn.
Because
what about LeBron?
There's not a trade on the planet Kansas City is taking for Mahomes.
What about Buffalo for Josh Allen?
I don't think if Kansas City would not trade Josh Allen.
I'm down on Allen, B.
Would Mike Brown, the owner of the Bengals, go out there and field calls for Joe
No, he
Burrow?
would not. So we got to put Burrow with Mahomes.
He would take Mahomes over Burrow is what I'm saying he would do.
But is he untouchable? Knowing that Mahomes is off the board and Kansas City's not doing anything.
That's what he said. He's saying that Mahomes is the only untouchable because every other football team would trade their quarterback no matter who it was.
Sure, Cincinnati would trade Joe Burrow for Patrick Mahomes?
I think they would.
He was better than Mahomes last year.
Yeah.
They were in their building. They thought he went to AFC, the Arrowhead Stadium, and beat him in the AFC Championship.
He did.
I don't know how they would feel about that.
Because I would trade Bosa. If I knew I could get Mahomes, I would trade Bosa.
Oh, sure.
Yes, everybody would.
And I love Purdy, but come on. I mean, most Niner fans.
But the title of the exercise was the Niners, you got 5 quote-unquote untouchables. The Giants and Warriors, where they're at, outside of Curry, that's all that made my list.
The Giants. You named a single A guy for the Giants.
Yeah, you did.
That's how down bad.
I'm not
saying you're wrong about. I'm not saying you're down bad. Yeah, I know
because
I
have state of the
Casey
team.
Schmidt and everybody, but it's the state of the franchise that we're banking out a single A guy, a guy in single A to say, yeah, he's untouchable.
Damn.
That's sad.
We're forgetting a guy. And
Time for the legal.
And I'm not kidding. Go get the legal.
Oh,
I love that guru time for the legal.
Sorry, because I always forget to do the legal.
Time for the legal.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMG FM in AC1 San Francisco, the Odyssey Sports Station, always live on the free Odyssey app. And don't forget, all guests on 95.7 The Game appear on the River Islands guest line. Is it a time for you to discover the islands, River Islands, and Lathrop?
This Bay Area athlete right now is more untouchable than anybody we've mentioned.
Give us 10 seconds.
CMC.
Give us 10 seconds.
CMC.
Nope.
He's on the Warriors?
No.
Oh, the guy for the Sharks.
Yes.
Our guy.
Macklin Celebrini. Macklin Celebrini is as untouchable as anybody.
He's the Victor Wembanyama chip that they have. That's a good point.
We'll be at the tank.
That's actually a really good point.
We will be at the tank.
Shout out Rick Tittle took me to my Shark playoff game.
Yeah, no,
When
they've
the
been giving
puck
out tickets.
drops.
So we're going to be talking Sharks on 95.7 The Game. Boy, our ratings are going to be great.
By the way, and this is what I got with my buddy here.
Yeah.
I got a text from him.
Hey, be careful now when you go public.
No, this is going to be funny. This is going to be funny.
Don't let the vodka out of the bottle or the tequila out of the bottle like the other day.
He says, I don't know what time this was, but he goes, USA down by 3 to Serbia.
It was early.
It was first quarter.
Yeah,
Why did he text that then?
18-15.
Why did you text me?
Nothing?
I wanted to let you know what I was
Is that
doing.
the guru would text?
Curry went
That was
off.
you?
Yeah.
You go.
I also don't think the
love you.
Yankees would trade Aaron Judge for
yeah,
anyone in the game. I think that the Yankees
Well, that's
are,
another great one.
No, but
You're
right. Very
Dodgers
specific.
trading Ohtani?
What?
Another
Yeah.
I don't think they would trade him for
Ohtani.
Ohtani.
I don't think Philly's trading Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
See, that's a good. See, I like that. See,
Mookie
that's
Betts,
good.
Ohtani.
I get jealous
What
hearing
about
those
Martin
names,
Jr.?
man.
I'll tell you who else
They would
is
not trade him.
untouchable is
Anthony
your boy.
Edwards.
No, your boy Paul Skeens.
Yeah,
I got it.
100%.
Yeah, I get
Pirates
it.
would never trade him. 100%.
But we want that here for the Bay Area
All right,
teams.
so I gotta ask. I already know Stanley's answer because I saw the tweet. Steph Curry untouchable?
He is to me. You've built.
Yes.
Come on, man.
I think right now
This is a
he's
move,
untouchable.
no doubt.
But the
Elliot Ness.
the way I look at untouchable is you might not be untouchable in 6 months or a year. You got to see how it plays out.
Does he want to be touched though? Is it going to get so bad and raggedy, Butch, to where he's like,
not now.
Not now.
Oh, not
and
now.
I think
I'm
he
with
wants
you.
to be a warrior for life, but by just
Things
saying,
change in this
and
league
it's always
quickly,
different
Bonte.
than what the quote said. But he's like, look, man, things change quickly. It's a business. I get that. He understands it.
Man, he went off today.
He did go crazy.
Yeah.
That's bounce back game for Steph.
All right, everybody in the room, you've got whatever you hold the most high in your life, whether it's a possession, a family member, whatever it is. Are you risking that individual? Is he staying with the Warriors the rest of his career, or is he probably playing somewhere else?
Steph?
Yeah.
I think he's going to end up playing somewhere else.
I am getting that feeling too.
He's here. Every day it waned, but
Yeah,
the switches, he's here, man.
And maybe it just feels dire right now.
Yeah.
Because he's playing on USA, having a great time. He's still the best player on the team.
26 a game
It
last
depends.
year.
Can the Warriors get their version of Luka Doncic? And what I'm saying here, and I'm not saying Luka, but what the Mavericks did with Dirk, he was basically unplayable by the end of his career. It's
true.
But they had a Luka where it's like, okay, we have the passing of the torch
Yeah.
right here. Let them be around an all-time great. Learn the NBA system. Learn how to travel as an NBA player, whatnot. Even though he played professionally overseas, can the Warriors get their version of a Luka or an Anthony Edwards, a guy who can, okay, we could take you into the future and have Steph around to teach you?
If Kuminga
That's the key.
pops, that's him.
That's the key to me.
Kuminga's got all the physical DNA, but you got the handle. You got the one spin move.
I don't know. What would it mean for the
What
business?
guy had major longevity, and stayed with one team in the Bay Area?
In the Bay? Barry Bonds?
No, Barry Bonds was a Pirate first.
Oh, yeah. He's talking
I
homegrown
want to say
player,
Jerry,
homegrown player.
Ronnie Lott, and Joe, they all
No,
left.
they all left.
Posey?
Man.
Posey, but he only played 9
Yeah,
years. I
that's
don't
true.
consider that
That's
longevity.
true.
I don't
That's
consider
true.
that longevity.
Mullen
went
got
somewhere else.
traded.
Brandon Crawford went
It's
somewhere
rare.
else. Chris Mullen went somewhere
It's
else.
very rare.
You know,
It's
it's almost impossible.
Yeah, it is almost impossible.
What about how long did Matt Cain pitch?
Matt Cain was a Giant from 2005 on the big league team until
what,
about
14?
2014, 2015.
14?
9.
Yeah.
10 years.
Decade? No, it hasn't happened.
So, like, what I'm getting at is when these guys play a long time, it's just so few and far between. The Reggie Millers and the Dirks are very much outliers in these situations.
That's why the Steph story is incredible already.
In this era.
Yeah, no doubt. It's still going.
I think business-wise, too, and the PR hit you would take.
Oh, it would be huge.
Like, Steph is going to type of guy, he could be in year 20, averaging 17, but with the nature of his game, I still think he'll sell out the arena. He's box office.
He is.
You can't, like, the business portion of it, ticket sales, jersey sales, like this All-Star game, like they have to keep him through the All-Star game because this is the Steph Curry All-Star game.
And his best attribute is what the game is about. Exactly. It's the NBA version of the home run. He hits threes he was on fire.
To me, the Curry thing is simple. It's just simple. You talk to the guy, you let him know what we're trying to do, and he's smart enough to know, and you say, let us know if, we're going to try our best to get to the playoffs next year, maybe make some noise. If you ain't feeling it, let us know.
I know you guys talked Lake Club yesterday. What's the big takeaway? Because we played a little bit of the sound, and we're better on paper. Got emotional about
we
Clay.
Love Joe.
It's hard to make trades.
Go ahead, Scotty.
And I love Jake because he's on Twitter and he's looking at everything.
He said it. I heard
he can't help himself. He's told us in
person. Do you follow him on Twitter?
Lacob? He's on Twitter?
No, he told us in studio last year that, I see Twitter. I don't tweet, but I don't
didn't say at Joe Lacob, though.
But no, and then he goes on the podcast with David Aldridge and Marcus Thompson.
Probably
I see what's being written, negative and positive. Like, I see all that stuff.
What stuck out? Well, it's not a good look to say the trades out there are illogical when you've been a dynasty for 10 or 12 years. Yeah. That didn't come off great. Like, okay, you didn't get done what you wanted to get done. That's
you can't blame it on the leads, Butch and Sales.
Exactly.
These are bad leads.
That was a good one.
Boy,
I do like an owner talking the way he's talking to Guru. What you think?
He's Joey Light years, but I thought that was kind of.
I didn't like either that he said. I think they've done a great job, Mike and Kirk.
Stoddy didn't like
stopped
that.
there.
Yeah.
And then Goose said, well, they always do it by committee. And I said, well, then name 4 other guys that are on that group. Larry Harris, he's in there.
Well,
it's just going to be interesting for him, man.
It is difficult to execute a trade in the NBA.
It is, yeah.
I think that is a fact.
They've never needed one. Now they're dependent on it. Because they've been the Billy Badass. They've been the king of the hill. They got
it's
Durant.
more restricted now than ever to make trades. So difficult.
And don't you think teams operate? And I know we got to leave. Other teams are looking at the Warriors saying, "We're not helping that team."
I
think there's something to that.
Just watch him.
Just watch him. We don't want to keep this team on top. They ruined the NBA for crying out loud, according to other teams, other fan bases. All right, that was a lot of fun.
I
We'll
like
do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, not bad, right? Cool. You guys have a good show. What do you guys have on? What do you guys? Any guests? Just to listen.
We got Steiny for 4 hours.
Oh,
man.
there we go.
That's
I
all
love
need.
that. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.